KHOU 11 breaking news now.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ron Trevino in the KHOU 11 newsroom right now. We're telling you about an FBI-led multi-agency operation going on right now in East Houston. We don't know exactly what it's about. Here's some aerial footage from Air 11. You can see something in the trunk of that car there. Federal agents conducting a court-authorized law enforcement operation at several locations in East Houston. This is what the FBI is telling us today. Operation centered in the Clinton Park neighborhood. Now, the FBI hasn't said what the operation is about. It includes Houston Police Department investigators, SWAT, FBI San Antonio, the U.S. Marshal Service, the DPS troopers, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the Houston Fire Department, several agencies involved in this FBI-led operation in East Houston. The FBI says there's no threat to the public at this time. People in the area can expect a heavy law enforcement presence for several hours. And you would imagine so with so many law enforcement agencies involved in this operation. Here's some video from Air 11. You can see some people from the FBI in there, others inside that garage or structure. We don't know exactly what it is. But we do have a reporter on the scene, Katira Winfrey, live on the scene there in East Houston. And Katira, you're on Delaware Street. Tell us what's going on.
Hey, Ron. Yes, I'm at the corner of Delaware and Fidelity, and if you look around me, you can see that there's a state trooper or Texas Department of Public Safety vehicle here. A little farther down the road, you may also be able to make out some of those DPS troopers standing down there. And this is a similar scene that's playing out, or that has played out at different areas in this Clinton Park neighborhood. Earlier today, I was on Callaway, just a couple of blocks over, and I saw agents removing boxes and other possibly evidentiary items from a home there. There was a board on the door keeping it blocked off. I got a chance to speak to some neighbors in the area who said they heard the activity going on. They heard our choppers flying over above. Right now, the FBI hasn't released much information at all about what this search is for, only that they are searching multiple locations in this area. Again, we were on Callaway. Now we're at Delaware, and just a little bit farther up Fidelity, there's another scene where there's similar law enforcement presence, I'm sure conducting some of the same thing. Now, I want to circle back to our time on Callaway, but just before we moved here, I got a chance to speak to some people who live on that block who say that just yesterday, the board that was up on that door of that home wasn't there, so they suspect something happened overnight. The fence outside is now bent. It wasn't like that yesterday. They said there's been a lot of suspicious activity in the neighborhood. Again, they're not quite sure what the presence, what the FBI and the Department of Public Safety and all of the other agencies are doing specifically, but they have their guesses. They say they are excited to see police presence here and hopefully find some resolution and bring some peace and calm back to their streets. Again, this was over on Callaway. So we are now once again on Delaware, and you can see there's some police presence. You can probably get a better view if you take a look at some of that chopper footage we had. I know Ron mentioned it. It kind of gave you an idea from the sky what the activity is like out here, and on the ground you can kind of make out some of it, but with so much police presence, they have the streets blocked off quite a bit, so we can't get down to some of the other areas and see which specific houses they are looking at. But earlier today over on Callaway, we saw officers, we saw law enforcement agencies, some of them in a variety of tactical gear, not tactical gear, but maybe those bulletproof vests, face coverings, carrying out boxes and boxes and boxes of what we suspect to be evidence, as indicated in what the FBI told us earlier today. And again, just rehashing some of that. Now, this is a court-authorized law enforcement operation that's happening over here in the Clinton Park area on the east side of Houston. As we learn, FBI Houston is working with a variety of agencies, and again, to reiterate, they say there is no public threat at this time, although some people may think otherwise to see such an enormous display of law enforcement activity and law enforcement presence in this area. Again, they say they will be doing this around several areas over the next several hours, and we can attest to the multiple locations that these law enforcement officers have been in. Again, they say any questions regarding arrest, however, should be conducted to or should be directed directly to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Now, since we've been out here, I haven't personally seen anyone being put in any handcuffs, anyone loaded into the back of any patrol cars, but I've seen a lot of police presence moving around the area, conducting searches, removing evidence, and so there's a lot to unpack here. But at least for the community members I spoke to a couple of blocks over, they are excited to see this type of presence, obviously concerned about what the outcome will be once we learn a little bit more about what this search is all about. But again, some people reportedly seeing activity they don't really like in their neighborhoods. They say evidence of some type of illegal activity, but again, authorities have not confirmed any of that information, only that they are conducting searches. But right now, no threat to the public. A lot of police presence over here in the Clinton Park area, but they say there's no threat to the public, and they should be out here for a few more hours. I will say the Callaway scene, it cleared out, and then we made our way to this other scene here at Delaware and Fidelity. There's still some more some more activity, a little bit farther up the street on Fidelity. Well, hopefully we'll be able to make our way down there and get a glimpse of that. But hopefully in the sky on Air 11, you'll be able to kind of get a better picture of what we're dealing with out here. And we'll continue to remain out here and hopefully collect more data and official information from authorities on scene so we can bring that to you directly. Ron?
Yeah, Katira, obviously they're not ready to say anything just yet, so it's still a mystery to us. And again, they say there's no danger to the community, but does it look like some roads are blocked off there? And again, you're at Delaware Street and Fidelity in East Houston.
Yes, there is a street as far as trying to get down into the neighborhood. If you live on any of these streets where they're conducting these searches and this activity, chances are you will not be able to get down them. Right now, I'm counting 2 cars that are blocking my view going towards where we're parked. But farther up this road, you have this DPS vehicle blocking the way. So if you live in this area, you might want to find another place to park. It does appear like they're letting folks make it to their houses. There are people still sitting outside enjoying this decent weather while all this activity is going on. So for some folks, it may be hard to get down those streets if you live where this activity is happening, but authorities are letting you move around freely. So if you do need to get home, you might have to walk a tad, but you'll be able to get where you need to go.
Yeah, and again, Katira, they're saying there's no danger to the public right now, and it looks like it's more. I don't get any sense of urgency from looking at these officers right now. They're basically in a collection mode, perhaps.
That's what it appears to be. It doesn't seem like there's any crazy emergency that they got to get this done now. And I can imagine when you're collecting evidence, you want to do it slowly to ensure you don't miss anything. And I can imagine in a search event of this scale, they probably have to comb through a lot of things, go through everything to make sure they get it right. So again, it's been a very calm scene with not a sense of urgency, a lot of law enforcement presence, but I can imagine that's to be expected when you have something of this scale where they're looking at multiple locations in one community.
All right, again, to recap, if you're just joining us, Katira Winfrey there live at the scene in East Houston as the FBI leads a multi-agency effort here, obviously collecting some evidence here, but we're talking about them being joined by the Texas DPS, by the FBI office in San Antonio as well. The Marshal's office is involved, ATF is involved too. We don't know exactly what this operation is about, but they do say there's no danger to the public, and that's great news. Of course, we're going to have much more on this all afternoon. If the need arises, we will come back to you again. Of course, we'll have a full report coming up on KHOU 11 News at 4.